This is the iPhone 14 Plus in white, purple. The footage you're watching right now was recorded on the iPhone 14 Plus. Throughout the video, I'll make sure to show you on the screen when the camera changes. It was fairly dry today and I thought, rather than me just sitting at a desk and taking this thing out of the box, let's go out and explore a little bit, taking some photos, doing some work, watching some content. Do what you normally do when you get a new phone. Now, I have to warn you, I am trying to look at this phone objectively, but my expectations are quite low. I'll explain this in more detail later in the video. The first impression I got as soon as I took this out of the box was how much lighter it was in comparison with other phones on the same size. For a moment there I thought, maybe I have to insert the battery again, you know, like one of those old phones that you had to put the battery on. This aspect of the weight and how it feels in the hand really hasn't been a focus for many manufacturers, but I think is really important. Now, the iPhone in general has amazing cameras, and this is true for a lot of smartphones these days. The quality of smartphones has pretty much surpassed what most people will ever need in terms of cameras. Looking at these shots here and a quick side-by-side on a couple of shots, you can see here that for standard point-and-shoot photos, this is pretty awesome. You're not getting all the options you get on the 14 Pro range, but come on, this is great quality. Now, the display on the 14 Plus is something that I'm really curious about because you're paying over $1,000 for this device, right? And you're getting 60 Hz. So for me, that's unacceptable. But when it comes to normal usage and just using it day to day, I have to be honest with myself, do I really notice? You thought I was gonna say no. I actually do notice it. It's definitely there. There's a difference. If you've been used to 120 Hz display, you will notice this, right? There's definitely a difference. Now, if you're coming from a very old iPhone or another Android device that only had 60 Hz display, then this is going to be fine for you. And then there's the display brightness as well to take into account. It's early days for me to tell, but I noticed a difference in color. Not so much on the brightness, because today is not really a sunny day, I can't really tell the difference, but there's definitely a difference in the color between the 13 Pro Max, the 14 Pro Max, and this phone. Whether I'm using True Tone or not, it didn't make any difference. And I'm not sure you can see here on the screen, but I definitely noticed it. There's a slight saturation difference when looking at the photos. Watching content on it feels really good so far, despite the lack of promotion display. You don't feel that too much when you're watching content.
Remember, to you, it's all about plutonium. I'd rather be my decision. So would I think.
Which makes sense, right? It's more when you're kind of reading and scrolling, then it's definitely noticeable. The battery on the 14 Plus is supposed to be better than the 14 Pro Max, but be really careful here. Take this with a massive pinch of salt because the 14 Pro Max battery has been all over the place. And it's probably not the battery, right? It's probably iOS 16 and the always on display. There's been quite a few iOS 16 updates. A lot of people are fine with it now, but very inconsistent. Sometimes you get 2-day battery, and like many people out there, on other days you just get really random performance on the 14 Pro Max. I do think that always on display is causing this issue, and it feels really weird, right, to have to turn it off to get a better battery. But honestly though, and I'm not defending Apple, but just playing devil's advocate for a little bit, if my phone lasts all day, I don't really care too much about the battery because, I tend to charge my devices overnight anyway. And look, I know these days there's a lot of focus on the cameras and display, which I do understand, and I'll get onto that in a minute. But let's cover this other very important aspect. We always forget to test the call quality on this new phone, so I'm gonna call my friend now. Let's go. I'll put him on speaker. Got 2 bars of signal, which is great.
How are you?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. You know what time it is?
Actually, you do sound different.
I sound different?
I'm not joking. You do sound different.
In what way?
I don't know, it sounds like you're calling from 2021.
I am calling from a phone that looks like it was made in 2021. But do I sound alright?
You don't actually, it doesn't sound very clear.
Really?
There's a lot of noise in the background as well, but...
it's very windy right now, to be honest with you. Right, so this is the 14 Pro Max now. Maybe I shouldn't have told you. It's still very windy, same location.
No, very clear.
Okay.
Actually, I'm impressed. I'm not joking, I'm impressed.
So this is the 14 Plus now again. So you're saying this is definitely different?
Oh yeah, it's different.
I have to say I wasn't expecting that, so yeah, interesting. Well, I guess in a way it's good to know that there's a difference, but also disappointing. As you saw it there, or heard it there, there's definitely a difference in quality there, right? I have the 14 Pro Max here on the same network, and it feels to me that there is no difference in the reception, but there was a noticeable difference in the audio quality. Without going through the microphone specs, it's a bit of a shame because again, this phone costs over $1,000. and I personally was expecting better feedback there from my friend when I called him. I like to take this to a more crowded space, maybe to London, and kind of try it out over there and see how it performs when there's a lot of people around, because iPhone for me, especially here in the UK, have been notoriously bad whenever I go to a crowded space. But let me share my thoughts on the notch and the dynamic island as well. And hey, this is where I need to be careful, right? Because it's very tempting for me to just criticize this, but having used the 14 Pro Max with the new dynamic island, I gotta say the notch is actually not that bad. The dynamic island is a total gimmick in my opinion. And I'm happy to have a discussion with you in the comments if you disagree with that, because I'm not finding the value here. You know, I'm really struggling to see beyond it just being a gimmick. I covered this in a lot more detail in other videos, but I'll share this one very important point for you here. If the dynamic island is what's making you consider the Pro instead of the Plus, then I'd definitely reconsider it, because honestly, it is just a gimmick. Now, if you're considering the 14 Pro range because of the cameras and the display, then absolutely go for the Pro. But personally, I'd rather not have anything on the screen, but that's another video. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I think there's a few points here to consider that I think are really important when it comes to this device. Apple, in my opinion, are being very sneaky with the pricing here. To me, it feels quite obvious, right? They're making it almost like a no-brainer to buy the Pro version. And I don't buy the whole supply issues that were rumored leading them to delay this phone by a month. Let's be honest, right? They wanted a lot of people to buy the Pro, and a lot of us did. This has been released a month later because now people who were on the fence can think again and maybe get this phone. The trouble for Apple is, I honestly think that they're banking too much on this Apple ecosystem now. I'm not a great example here because I do mix my Android and Apple devices, but I do know a lot of people that are afraid of trying something else because they don't want to leave the ecosystem. But a lot of customers, on the other hand, are waking up to the fact that there are alternatives out there, pushing the boundaries a little bit, right? Take the Pixel 7 Pro for example, and I know I'm not going to recommend it because I haven't got it yet, but it's almost the same price as this and is looking pretty decent from what I can tell, and lots of cool new features. And that's just one example, right? Now, from a first impressions perspective, considering my low expectations, I'm not as disappointed as I thought I would be. As far as I can tell so far, there are two highlights for me with this phone. One is the ergonomic aspect. This aspect of the weight and how it feels in the hand is something that we sometimes neglect. And I found myself recently with the Fold 4, for example, that is really important. You know, ergonomics plays a big part in how we enjoy using a device. It's definitely something that I score quite high when I'm considering a new phone, and this does feel great on the hand. The other highlight is action mode.
Come on. Oh my God. Yes, let's go. 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 Run. Oh yes, that's what we want. I'm knackered. Right, back to the studio.
I love that. This is becoming a bit of a feature now on the channel. Actually, before I forget, YouTube is really hard work for a small channel like this. I do everything myself here, and as you can probably tell, it's getting darker and darker. Had to finish my 9 to 5 before I could record this. And it can be really tricky with so many big channels out there pumping out videos because they got this device for free. And in a way, they tend to say just positive things, right? Oh, this is lovely. Oh, beautiful color. You know, it feels great. Which makes my job even harder, right? Because I have to actually really use this device to give you a proper, decent, balanced view, right? Not just an ad for you. So I hope you do appreciate that. And if you're enjoying this video, a thumbs up would go a long way. And if you like my content in general, a sub to the channel would be awesome. Back to the 14 Plus, you know what the best part is? I really think this depends on where you're coming from, right? The more I think about this, the more I realize that not everybody needs a Pro phone. So I think if you've been using a 12 Pro or a 13 Pro, this is going to feel like a downgrade in some areas, right? Especially if you're coming from a 13 Pro. In fact, I think people on the 13 Pro this year should probably skip the 14 model altogether. Honestly, I really don't see much of a difference there. But the Plus would be a great phone for people who are upgrading this year and want a bigger display, right? Without caring too much about the Pro features. You put a nice case on this and a decent screen protector, and it will last a long time. And I know this battery issue can be an overplayed thing here on YouTube and in social media, but is that a problem here with the Plus? It does seem we've got a problem with the 14 Pro Max, but with this one, I think time will tell. But I'm not gonna sit here and say that this phone is the best thing ever and it really excites me, because it doesn't. You know, I'd be lying to you if I said that. Yes, I'm really enjoying the fact that I can have this large display without feeling like I'm carrying a heavy brick like the 14 Pro Max. But I'd say be aware of the options you have right now at this price point. You're probably not gonna hear this a lot on YouTube, but I have to tell you this. I think it would be irresponsible of me if I wasn't to mention that there are alternatives out there for this price range that you might want to consider. YouTube thinks you're gonna like this video over here, And I've also done this playlist over here that I think you might like. If you haven't already, click on my face here somewhere to subscribe. See you soon. Bye.